Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Perfect.
I took us live. We're live.
We're live, dude. We're in it.
Letting people roll in.
A lot of greatness, a lot of sadness today. We'll get into all of it.
Gonna check it out. The wheel is loaded.
I mean, it is beyond loaded.
Ooh.
There's so much truth today.
Truth? Oh my lord.
A lot of truth for a lot of people. R.I.P. Pollyanna. But other sadness happens. The days keep going. We keep losing people.
It is. The last few days here, at least on the homestead and our extended family, pretty trying for a lot of people.
Hold on 1 second. Hit it, dude. Hit it. Hit it.
We're doing it right now. We're right at time. Here we go.
The strange, the bizarre, the funny, and the sad. In a world of algorithmic nightmares, these are the stories you find when you scroll too long. All the facts, all the absurdity, none of the fluff. This is DoomScrollin with your hosts, Sam Tripoli and Midnight Mike.
Yeah! Welcome to DoomScrollin, the most educational hour on the internet. You will learn more in this hour and a half than you will in a 4-year degree at college. You'll be able to impress your friends. I'm Sam Tripoli. This is the Wizard Midnight Mike. How are you, brother?
I am doing very well. Hope everyone is doing as well as I am out there.
Hey, yo. It's a rough day for me. I just found out that my good friend Fast Eddie has passed. You may not know who Fast Eddie is. He was the best, worst yayo dealer at the Comedy Store. He's no longer with us, tragically. And, I'll tell some crazy stories another time, but this show is dedicated to the loving memory of my good friend, Fast Eddie. How are you, dude?
It's never easy losing someone, and we guys right around the same age too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be a little older, but it's a tragic ending. I don't want to get too deep into it, but it was super sad, and we're sad to see him go. The older we get, the more heroes we lose.
Yep.
So in his honor, we dedicate this episode of DoomScrollin to the man, the myth, the legend,
Absolutely.
Fast Eddie. So let's spin the wheel. Enough talk. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna honor him. We're gonna spend this right now.
Look
Here
at that,
we go.
dude. Look how many videos there are. 56. That's a lot of
56.
videos.
All right, we just need 9,000 to get the Walmart. Here we go. First one.
Most people today know Sinbad as the adventurous sailor from the Arabian Nights, a man who traveled across the seas, faced monsters, and returned with treasure. But what if I told you that Sinbad's story is really about a man meeting his future self? The tale of Sinbad is one of the most iconic stories from 1001 Nights, the great classic of Arabic literature. Originating in Baghdad during the Abbasid era, around the 8th to 9th century CE, his journey is told in 7 voyages, and these 7 voyages mirror the 7 stages of the self on the Sufi path. It begins in Baghdad with 2 Sinbads. One is a poor porter bent under life's burdens, carrying loads on his back. The other is a wealthy merchant living in ease and contentment, but these are not 2 men, they are one. The porter is the soul at the start of the journey, still burdened. The merchant is the soul perfected who has voyaged through 7 stages of the self and returned with wisdom. The first voyage begins on what seemed to be an island. Sinbad and his companions rested there, even lit a fire, but it was no island. It was the back of a whale, so vast and still, they mistook it for the earth itself. When disturbed, the whale plunged into the sea, and Sinbad was cast adrift, clinging to a plank. This is the realization of the ego at the very beginning of the journey. What was in fact negative had camouflaged itself as comfort, so vast and so still that it was mistaken for a safe island to rest on. But the moment the fire of awareness was lit, that illusion broke. The seeming ground of comfort revealed itself to be no island at all, but the ego itself. In other words, what we often take to be stability in our lives, the habits, the ease, the unquestioned ways we rest upon, may in truth be nothing but a whale lying dormant. It feels like safety until the first spark of awakening exposes it, and we suddenly see that the ground beneath us was never solid, but the nafs hiding in plain sight. And this metaphor of the whale being the ego touches on the Quran. Prophet Yunus, peace be upon him, was also known as Dhul Nun, the one with the whale. He left his people too soon, thinking they were beyond saving, a decision born of haste, of ego. And for that, Allah placed him in the whale's darkness to strip him of pride and return him to humility. Just like Yunus, Sinbad's whale is not his end, but his awakening. And so the first stage of the journey is revealed. Every path begins with the discovery of the ego, realizing that what you thought was simply part of your personality, a solid ground to stand on, is in fact a beast lying beneath you. But this is only the beginning. If the first voyage is about awakening, then what secrets lie in the other 6? Please repost, follow, and share your thoughts in the comments. Every bit of support helps us keep exploring these hidden journeys together.
Wow.
There you go.
Fire opening up. I thought Sinbad was a black comedian.
A lot of confusion there, I guess.
A lot of confusion. And a lot of people have been complaining that they don't know who the content creators are, even though we do put their social medias on the video. Well, I'm proud to announce that Melina, you know her in the comment section, she's joining the DoomScrollin family, and her job will be to list all the content creators, and we'll post that to the video as soon as she's done, whenever she's done. So welcome to the team, and we're very excited to have you. You're going to be able to find who the content creators are, because our whole gig is to help spread the word. So great video, great kickoff. Let's go. We only got one video in 10 minutes. We're never getting to Walmart.
No, well, hey, this is about quality, not quantity, and that's a quality video. You know, regardless of Walmart and getting there at 9,000 points. We will get there eventually. Here we go.
Will Doom.
There were 5,770 photographs taken on the lunar surface by the 12 astronauts.
The only proof you need to prove that the moon landings are fake is that one picture where an astronaut shadow is at 12 o'clock and a shadow from a rock 5 feet away is going at 9 o'clock. That's impossible to happen in sunlight.
Right.
From an analytical standpoint, photographic anomalies have to be sought out with an understanding of lighting and shadows. The most straightforward is simple. When objects are lit solely by the sun, as all the scenes on the moon were said to be, after all, lighting equipment was not only impractical, it was unnecessary in bright sunlight, then all shadows, regardless of the landscape, will run parallel with one another and never intersect, as shown by this example. In these seldom seen photographs, obtained from a rarely used auxiliary NASA archival site, it is clear that these scenes were lit with artificial light. These shadows, which are cast at different angles, are evidence that a second light source is being used. In addition, the sun would not cause an isolated hotspot like this, only an artificial light would.
Right.
Again.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you really want to break down if the moon landing's real or not, is them leaving the moon. I mean, that's the biggest bunch of BS I've ever seen in my life. Have you seen that video?
With the camera panning up?
Yeah. Who's running the camera?
It's a great shot.
It's a great shot, right, and it stays right on it as the thing goes up and just kind of wobbles like it's on a string the whole way up, and it's just right on it. How do you do that? Did they leave someone behind? Is there someone up there just trying to figure it out when they come to get me? BS.
So I'm going to wade into waters here that will make me a target, and it's going to be a controversial take, especially with this audience.
Okay.
And
you
so
gotta do you, dude.
I stand by this, is that a majority of the images, videos, and pictures, and the whole overall narrative, it was constructed in a sound studio. And some of those pictures, amazing quality considering the equipment they had, everything you mentioned. But I believe that was rolled into the full package. I think they actually did go there, or at least attempt to land. Like they made an effort to get to the moon. But they knew that the overall video quality, film quality, the communications was lacking. And so they had to supplement the overall story with a pre-roll, basically, a pre-roll narrative. So by the time, and if they got back, they just kind of packaged it all together as one big PR, advertisement for NASA. And I think it's a mixture of reality and fake. That's my opinion.
We allow all opinions on this show. Yeah. You have to believe what you believe, and I respect
I don't even know if I believe what I said. But
okay, but you said it with confidence. I go,
no, I
that
don't
guy
even
believes it. So
I'm
I'm okay with it.
It's an idea.
I like it. It was great, and everybody has their thoughts. Now we're at almost 1,000.
Oh my Lord! We
caught up.
We got a real big shot at this. Wow. Okay, here we go.
We might be at Walmart, people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna defend speed.
Adding weight doesn't make this harder. It's basic physics. I'm a physics professor. The weights are irrelevant here since they are not moving. Hope that helps.
Return your degree. To calculate how long speed was in the air for each field, I first wrote this Python code that labels each frame with its number. For example, for 10 pounds, his feet left the ground at frame 111 and then touched the ground again at frame 149. I then looked at the metadata of his video, which showed it was 59.94 frames per second. This means his 10-pound flip took 38 frames divided by 59.94 FPS, which is 0.63 seconds. I then did this for all his flips, and as you can see, airtime is decreasing as the weight increases. The moment of inertia of speed modeled as a rod is 1/12 times his mass, which is 150 pounds or 68 kilograms times his height of 5'8" or 1.73 meters to the power of 2 which is 17 kilograms meters squared. Since you will be tucking in mid-flip, we'll use a generous 8 kilograms meters squared. The moment of inertia added because of the dumbbells will be their mass times their distance to the center of mass squared, which is about 38 centimeters. By doing some more simple math, I calculated the total moment of inertia to be 8.6 kilograms meters squared for the 10 pounds weight and 12.6 for the 70 pounds. That means it's 57% harder to spin because of the added weights, but that's not all. The angular velocity of each backflip is 2 times pi divided by the air time, which is 9.9 radians per second for 10 pounds and 11.4 for 70 pounds. And as we know, angular momentum is this velocity times total inertia, which means the 70 pounds flip required 67% more torque impulse from his legs compared to the 10 pounds flip. Also, the vertical velocity will be the 0.5 times gravity times his air time, which goes from 3.1 meters per second to 2.7. And since net impulse is total mass times the velocity, it ranges from 225 newton seconds to 270. The time it takes for him to push off is from when his face is at peak tension or when his legs start extending to the first jump frame, which is 0.117 seconds. We can divide impulse by this amount, which means the force required by his legs are 19% greater, going from 10 to 70 pounds. And also total airborne mechanical energy is 52% greater.
Yes, dude, Sherlock. I sleep better knowing Sherlock's out there. That guy is debunking these people out there. How could you say that the weight? I not flunked first grade. How can you say that jumping in the air with weights doesn't matter what the weight is? I find
it feels like it's important.
I feel like it's way harder to jump with weights than it is to not jump with weights.
Yeah, I maybe that their theory was that since it's at like center mass, it has no bearing on it. But I don't know. You probably worn a weight vest in your life. I have. It's no picnic, and
it's hard.
It makes everything a little bit more difficult. So
the only thing I hate about that video is how athletic that guy is, because I am not athletic, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, he was totally dominating.
Yeah, Chips and Picks. Sam and Midnight love you guys. We love you too. Go check out Chips and Picks. Great way to get your show advertised.
Yeah, Chips and Picks.
On this show's growing, dude.
It is big time.
And we also get people listening. I'm impressed that people listen. Thank you guys. It's a very visual show.
It is visual, but you can, just listen. It's fine. It's okay.
It is fine. You will learn a lot listening.
Paper or plastic? Plastic. What would you like, paper or plastic? Paper, please. Paper bag.
Would you like paper or plastic bag, sir?
I'd like to have paper in plastic, please.
Whoa! Paper in plastic?
Paper or plastic? What goes into your decision on how you want your groceries bagged at the supermarket checkout stand? We found there were many different reasons why a person would make a particular choice.
Well, I like it. It's easier to carry up the 2 flights of steps, and I use it for things to take with to work and also for garbage.
It's your purse.
Well, I believe the paper can be recycled, and I have a little problem that the petroleum products in our country aren't all coming from our country.
I like to have the paper in the plastic, although I prefer paper because I have to go up 52 steps, and it gives it more strength, and I can carry up like 3 or 4 bags at one time.
I get it now.
But why do supermarkets offer you a choice in the first place? The fact is, plastic bags are much cheaper to produce. And they take up a lot less storage space than paper bags.
Now we get to it.
The supermarket industry is very competitive, and many people have a choice of where to shop. And most stores will offer customers paper or plastic purely as a competitive edge to keep the customer happy.
At the supermarket.
Nationwide, the figures show that 60% of the consumer public favors plastic bags over paper bags at this point.
I like paper.
But it's possible that the remaining 40% of us would not have had a choice. Choice, not chance, happened because of the crusade of a woman known affectionately as the Bag Lady of New Jersey.
Wow.
4 years ago, when I was shopping with my mom in Brooklyn, New York, she came out of the store with 22 plastic bags filled with groceries.
Oh, man.
I put them in my car, got her home, had to repack the bags. They did not stand up, and things were crushed. And I said to her, why did you choose plastic bags? And she says, I had no choice. They only give us plastic bags. They didn't ask us. And I felt very fortunate that my grocery store gave me a choice. And when I went home, I wrote them a letter. I felt that strongly about it, the fact that I want to be able to have a choice.
She stands
for
something.
And when I wrote the letter, they sent me a nice letter back saying, we didn't think anybody cared.
Jeannie Bakelar prefers paper. So she and the 10 million members of the General Federation of Women's Clubs carried on a nationwide letter-writing campaign.
Women just pick
And
weird
now
animals.
you have a choice.
One of the main reasons that I stated in my original letter about why I like the paper bag and why I never wanted to be forced into shopping and getting an alternate bag was because I myself am very environmentally conscious. And I know that paper is biodegradable and not harmful for our environment.
Well, okay.
Well,
all right, that's the end of it. What's her name? Jeannie? Was that her name, Jeannie?
Jeannie, the bag lady of Jersey.
I wonder if the bag lady's still with us, and if she is it? If she isn't, if she is, thank you for your service. If she isn't, I hope her tombstone says, I made a difference.
Yeah, and I she seems very political. And she probably ran for city council or mayor or something. She might be in politics at this point. She seems like an activist. Really cares about paper or plastic.
Yeah, she did care.
Republicans, Democrats. There's two choices there.
She's
people.
in. I go plastic only because I use it for poop bags. Too.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I go plastic.
So here's what
I
I
use
do
to pick up dog poop.
I put my it's great for like kitty litter and dog crap, but I also take paper. So I'm that paper plastic guy. So I'll have a big paper bag, then I'll stuff about 5 of those plastic bags in there, look around real quick, make sure no one's watching, and then I put my groceries in and I leave. I have the best of both worlds. I'm living the great life.
Yeah, you are, dude. You are living the best life. Real quick, Melina showed up late for her first day of work. She wasn't even here on time. Okay. It's okay. Shit happens. We're kind employers. Let's give it up for her in the comment section.
Yeah,
she's part of the team now. She is doing all the content creators handles. So thank you for that, even though you showed up late. That's fine. You don't even have to show up, actually. Just get it done. That's all we ask. Yeah. Here we go. Next one. Okay, we got some points. We're almost at $2,000.
Holy moly, we have a chance.
We have a chance.
Black noise. Yeah. Black noise is something that Burroughs got very interested in. It's
intriguing.
Well, no, it's the one facet of black noise is that everything, like a glass, if an opera singer hits a particular note, the vibrations are that of the metabolism of the glass, and it cracks it. Yeah. So a black noise is the register within which you can crack a city or people, or it's a new controlled bomb. It's a noise bomb, in fact, which can destroy.
Is it a real thing? I mean, is it something that's actually somebody's experimenting with?
In France.
Could a tyrant use it to...
Well, until last year, you could buy the patent for it in the French patent office for about equivalent to $3-4.
And it would wipe out it's concentrated...
It depends how much money you put into it. I mean, a small one could probably kill about half the people, yeah, but a big one could destroy a city, or even more. I mean,
it's a
radio tomography with 30 watts, looking for oil in the ground. I found 26 oil wells over a 9-state area, and 100% of the time was accurate with just 30 watts of power beaming straight into solid rock. HAARP uses 1 billion watts beamed straight into the ionosphere for experiments. Picture these strings on the piano as layers of the earth. Each one has its own frequency. What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we say that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you with 1 billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
Wow.
Earthquake machines.
That's what we've been having lately, everybody. Is that video of the day?
It's pretty damn good. We're going to give it to it.
Yes!
We don't debate anymore. We do not debate.
Great job, guys.
David Bowie dropping facts. You remember when pop stars were interesting?
Yeah.
And they weren't just rich kids? I'm sure he did come from a rich family, but you know what? It's like that was fire, and we know it's real. We know they're weather manipulation and earthquake manipulation. And it's so funny because we now accept that, when before you were called a crazy conspiracy theorist.
It is weird how, I never heard about the black noise, and how that's apparently. I got to look something else up tonight and take a look at that. David Bowie knew about it.
David Bowie did know about it, and his wonderful dyed hair. Guys, listen, if you love the show, and we know you do, you got to support us. So we would love if you could do us a favor and go check out Midnight Mike's website. Get on his mailing list so you know what he's getting into, dude.
Come on.
It's ourbigdumbmouth.com. Check it out. Look at all the content you get. It's nonstop content. It's like content everywhere you want all the time. You'll never finish it. Did it show up at all? Why didn't it show up?
No, it's not on there.
Why didn't it show up?
I don't know.
Let me try it again.
Yeah, there's like
we
have too many episodes out there. We're almost on like 20 years of doing the show, and so there's about 1,000 episodes up there for free right now, and it's just too much.
ourbigdumbmouthpodcast.com, right? Is that it?
Yeah, ourbigdumbmouth.com or obdmpod.com.
All right, and then keep
too
going.
Much. No, it's just go to the description in the podcast and click on the link. You don't got to remember anything. People.
I
click on the link.
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But listen, and if you love me, and I know you do because I love you too, just go to samtripoli.com. Check out the events page. Going to be in New Orleans this week, then Vegas, then Minneapolis. Then I'm closing out the year at the Dojo Comedy with Mike Romanelli, Shane Cashman, Howie Dewey, and Robbie the Fire Bernstein. And then the big announcement, here it is. That's right. World War Debate. You guys can check it out real quick. The big announcement has come. We are doing we're creating the brand of excellence in debates. And that will be January 10th in Atlantic City at the ACX1 Studios in Caesars Palace. It is going to be the NFL of debates, the UFC of debates, where the best go to bang. And you should see who we're trying to get. If it works, get ready for fireworks. It is going to be the brand of excellence of debating. Debates are everywhere. We need one place for everyone to go see it. So that is, again, World War Debates on January 10th. You can grab tickets at samtripoli.com. Enough of the promotion.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Are you going to be taking the stage and debating somebody?
I am going to be one of the talking heads who break down who won the debate.
Oh, that's a better gig. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to be sitting on the side, talking some smack, enjoying the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's do it, dude. Oh, my God. Let's go.
Here we go.
So, y'all, Ben Shapiro is losing about 10,000 followers every week on YouTube. And if you're wondering why, first you can check out this clip from last week when he said this about Candace Owens.
You and I differ on our angle with regard to, for example, Candace Owens. I think that what Candace Owens is doing right now is evil. It is evil what she is doing right now. Okay, and I say that again.
But what?
Because
like I didn't opine on whether it's evil or not, but my position is it's really none of my business. And
why is it? But I have a question. Why is it none of your business? I mean, you comment on these things for a living.
I'm not mother of the internet.
No, but if this were on the left and somebody were accusing Charlie Kirk of his wife having murdered him, I assume that you would be talking about it.
Is that what Candace is accusing Erica of?
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of people noticed that Candace actually did not say that, so that doesn't really help his credibility. But if you think that's bad, check out this clip from this week.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up, but the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a place where there is opportunity. And if the opportunities are limited here and they're not changing, then you really should try to think about other places where you have better opportunities.
Yeah, that's a real positive conservative message. Young people just give up and consider moving somewhere else. Wasn't Ben the guy who suggested that we should change the Constitution to elect Bibi Netanyahu as our president?
I mean, his brand is dying.
Maybe Ben should consider moving. What do you guys think?
JT follows JC with the hot ones. We think we got one more video from him later if it makes the wheel. Yeah, he's totally right. I mean, I can't believe it's only 10,000. Here's what happens, guys, when you're part of an organization and your organization is buying ads on YouTube, you're all over the front page. Now that organization doesn't have money, you're fighting for your life. And then on top of that, you're saying things that people don't think is common sense. And based on what JT Loves JC says, isn't true. So it's like a double whammy. And I'm surprised they even has any followers at this point.
And on top of all that, Ben Shapiro has one of the worst broadcasting voices in the history of broadcasting. He is a wiener. And that has nothing to do with his politics.
He has no wiener, like a tiny wiener.
He's a weenie.
He's a weenie, dude.
And it's unfortunate that he gets sidled on the conservative side, Republicans. I want nothing to do with him because he just doesn't seem like a fun guy. He doesn't
seem authentic. He seems controlled, captured with a certain narrative that everyone is now seeing isn't legit. So, real quick, this is Grace. We love her. Hold on, let me find her comment. There it is. Yes, we love Grace. She just got married. She has kids. She's a beautiful person. We love her very much. Hope you enjoy Minneapolis, Sammy. I'm so sad I won't be able to go there. I just had a ton of what she wrote there. She didn't write all that, which is exactly what my daughter does when she tries to read. Hey, Sam, we met briefly at Fremont Street Crosswalk last year. I'm headed to New Orleans, Louisiana tomorrow, eating La Boca around 8. Hope to run into you again this weekend. I can't wait. I'll look for the Antifa-looking guy. For sure. Thank you, Chris Mack. Thank you very much. All right, spin the wheel. Ben is slowly but surely dying. Dude, we got a chance, dude.
We do. We have a real chance. We're going to get to Walmart.
Let's go. We're going to get to Walmart, dude.
Come on. It's going to be fun, I hear.
I know where they're putting human body parts into the pig supply and the pork supply. The Reynolds family used to own 60% of all the crematoriums and moratoriums in the United States and funeral homes, and they would dispose of bodies that way too. Pig farms. Because a pig will a couple of pigs will dispose of a body in a few minutes. And then they feed that to the populace. Don't eat pig.
That's you need to raise yourself.
Could not strongly warn people against that enough. Parasites of hookworms are serious things. That's why a lot of Southerners are what Southerners are. Understand something. Southerners and a lot of their speech and their cadence and their rhythm.
Oh my God.
Hookworms. 9 out of 10 times.
Really?
1 for 1, they are ruled by parasites.
What?
Detox them, their brains turn on, and they're sharp and capable communicators almost immediately. Tapeworms and hookworms come pouring out of them. But they were mostly fed pork diets. Whereas out west, you see a lot less of it. And in the north, because beef tended to be the predominant thing. Sheep before that, but beef tended to feed them a lot more often. And they're far less prone to feeding you the parasites. So something to consider. Change your life forever. Do a detox, man.
Well, I got like a whole freezer full of pork right now. Even the ones that I raised.
Bro, he gave us some instructions in the scriptures to try to keep us away from stuff that's definitely deadly. Pig is 100% an animal we know gets possessed by demons.
What?
Absolutely. The legions that come out of the two men, the demoniacs in the tombs, where do they go?
Pigs.
Straight into the pigs. And the pigs are fully possessed, total possession. Think about this. The power, the spiritual possession capacity of 1 man, 2 man, depending on which count you're in, filled a herd of pigs and it drowned them in the sea. That's because those spirits, when they lose their assignment on their target, they better bring a sacrifice back with them so they don't get their stinking lunch eaten by the higher principality that's ruling them. This is why swine and pork is so heavily warned about in the scriptures. Like, don't eat it. Don't eat it. When you abstain from these things, like my family and I just started trying to eat the way that the scripture said, like literally. And it was unbelievable how many of the lights turned on in our brains, and like why it was valuable for us to try to find clean sourced food.
Interesting.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. And I'm going to call video of the day. I know we just did one.
No, we're going to do it again.
I'm going to drink some more piss. I don't care.
Video of the day. Great job, guys.
Yeah. And also pig is super duper smart. They're smart, dude. It's like we're almost eating our own, dude. Yeah. People get weird when I say I don't eat pork. Once in a while, I have a pork chop, but I don't do it anymore, dude. I'm not eating pig. Today, quitting porn and quit eating pig.
I like breakfast sausage. Now, I know where I'm getting my sausage from. I get it from the farm down the street, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have parasites. I could be teeming with parasites. I could be eating demon pigs. I don't know, but I do feel bad about it. Like you said, they're super smart. And
I want to have a pig pet.
I've thought about it out here, and I have the room to have a pig pet. I talked about it with my wife, and we feel as though it would be super destructive to the entire property. And they get like 500 pounds. They're big porkers, man.
Those
it's
are
hard to
big
control.
Porkers, yeah, big porkers.
Hard
Real
to control.
Quick, we have local celebrity Scott Toomey,
Whoa.
who went from the 607s here today, and he went with me to the World Series where the Dodgers lost. Okay, you know what? Nothing's perfect. There we go. Let's go, bro. Don't eat that pig, dude. Only hook up with pigs. Let's go.
Oh, shit.
Yesterday in Portland, Oregon, the Antifa Pets, Furries, and Kinksters threw a Degenerates Against Fascism rally.
It looks packed.
Oh, my
It looks
God.
packed. It looks packed.
Our cuffs are consensual.
I have no idea what the fuck it was that they were just doing, but I do think that it's constitutionally protected, and I support everybody's First Amendment right to peacefully protest. I just want you to keep in mind, these people exist, and they vote. What do y'all think about what you just saw, though? Let me know right down there in the comments.
JD, dude, I like his content. He's a good dude, and, you know, it's very interesting because a lot of this cultural Marxism is pushed by the people who want to weaken the country and consolidate power. So you're almost doing the bidding of the people that you're trying to fight. It's like absolutely insanity to me. And it's very weird because we'll call them alternative lifestyle people. The alternative lifestyle people are so conformist. Yeah, you're wearing a wolf costume or a squirrel costume, but really all of the social norm rules you follow, you're politically correct. You're getting all your boosters, right? You know, it's like for people who are quote unquote like outsiders, you're very much a conformist. That's all I want to say. Very much conformist.
It's very like I don't know. Like I have nothing against the furry people, and some of them, they have a pretty good hacking group. So I'm not going to say anything.
We're not anti-furry here.
Not
I say
anti-furry.
fly your freak flag. Just keep it at home.
It's just like when you want to put it on display, they want acceptance, but they really don't want acceptance. Really, would they be okay do they want to be federally recognized by the Republicans? I don't think they would like that.
They probably wouldn't like that.
No, I don't think so. No.
I don't think they would like that at all, dude. Real quick. Hey, Sam, Brian Callen is not smart. There's proof now. Amy got him. By the way, Chad sniping. I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means. Brian Callen is one of the kindest, loving, funniest dudes I know. And I will put that on the record. On the record. Let's go.
Let's do this.
We only got 90 points.
Yeah, we get much for that.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. The ocean is scary, but lakes are scarier. And if you follow Geo, you already know this, but I finally decided to look into my home state's Lake Tahoe for the first time in honor of our Halloween YouTube video dropping this week, which is on another lake. So here are some creepy truths about my home state's lake. Just the nature of Lake Tahoe is eerie in and of itself. It is 1,600 feet deep, making it the second deepest lake after Crater Lake. And its depth is precisely what is so creepy about it. You may have heard the infamous story of Jacques Cousteau diving into Lake Tahoe and saying that the world isn't ready for what's down there, which apparently were hundreds of preserved bodies at the bottom of Lake Tahoe. What? This story is like two truths and a lie. The lie is that Jacques Cousteau never dove in Lake Tahoe, but the preserved bodies, that is another story. Lake Tahoe is basically one giant freezer sitting at 39 degrees Fahrenheit. That is cold enough to prevent decomposition bacteria.
Whoa.
It's also lower oxygen at depth, which means slower decomp. Very few bottom-dwelling fish or organisms, so very little scavenging of bodies. Plus, it gets darker the deeper you go, so the bodies are protected from sun damage. This all adds up to bodies that remain perfectly intact for decades, possibly centuries. The body that made headlines in 2011 was Donald Winbecker, who disappeared while scuba diving in 1994. He was found by a rescue diver 17 years later at 265 feet deep. Perfectly preserved, still in his wetsuit, skin intact. So much so that the coroner thought he was recently deceased. And Winbecker is not the only one. Keith Cormican has raised 32 bodies since 2021 from Lake Tahoe, with more bodies still pending. One theory for Winbecker's disappearance is something called nitrogen narcosis, aka the rapture of the deep. It's a temporary mental and physical impairment where a diver breathes compressed gas at depths. Apparently, there was a disturbing case in 2002 where a diver disappeared at 180 feet. The dive computer was recovered and showed that the diver descended rapidly to 240 feet. But after that, the readings just stopped. The body was never found, and they never figured out an explanation for the rapid descent. However, I couldn't find any verifiable sources on this, so I'm going to stamp the story as creepypasta, which is great because that is one less thing I need to be scared of. All right, that's it for me. I need to cleanse my palate with some Bob's Burgers now. And don't forget, we're capping off Spooky Science series with our Halloween YouTube episode dropping on October 30th. You don't want to miss that.
Fascinating.
That's fascinating. If we didn't already have 2 videos of the day, I'd say this video of the day. That was amazing. I cannot believe those bodies are down there preserved. And guess who's never going in Lake Tahoe? This guy right here.
So I heard that Lake Tahoe also, like, the reason why Jacques Cousteau was like, the world's not ready for it, was because he may have found some under the water, under the sea UFOs kind of situation going on down there. But it's also rumored that Lake Tahoe is connected to the underwater aquifer of the United States, like that you can traverse underneath the United States through a series of waterways, and one of those waterways lets out at Lake Tahoe. So technically, if you had a submarine, you could go underneath the entire United States. Just what I heard, it's related to like deep underground military bases and things like that. God. So, a fascinating place. There probably are bodies down there. There's probably bodies in every lake. So
I agree, dude. And, they've been having a lot of UFO action in the water lately, like thousands. So it's all possible, dude.
Yeah.
It's all possible.
Jacques Cousteau.
Hold on real quick. Bang. Yeah. Thank you, Travis Bean. $50. Make a holla.
Holy moly.
Travis Bean. We'll find you a job.
He brought it hard with that.
He brought a lot of money. We're getting a lot of gay dollars here, dude.
There we go.
Will do. What you're about to see will open your eyes.
The man named Uncle Monday, but he was apparently this legendary conjure man, and he was captured in Africa way back in the day, but he was a active practicer of called hoodoo, not voodoo, hoodoo.
Yeah.
It's a combination of African herbal medicine, Bible verses, and European folk magic. But he apparently was able to communicate and talk to crocodiles when he was in Africa.
Wow.
And he was enslaved in South Carolina, and he escaped to Florida, joined the Seminole tribe, and they taught him their local magic of communicating with alligators. Legend has it that he was so good at harnessing these entities, these spirits, that he would literally transform into an alligator. There was like this ceremony that they did, and said that his legs shortened, his skin turned to scales, and his voice thundered. Alligators rose from the swamp to greet their new king. So they call him Uncle Monday, king over the alligators. Then Uncle Monday walked across the water in flowing robes with an army of alligators behind him, and he said, I will never be captured or killed by a white man. So I'm going to become a gator until all the violence between the white men stops. So legend has it,
he's still out there.
Uncle Monday is still a gator somewhere in the swamps in Florida.
Goodness, dude. That's a fun story.
Wow.
That's a terrifying story.
Yeah, but it's a huge folklore, even like within the Native American tribes, like this African man could literally transform into an alligator, and he controlled all the gators. Like he was the king of alligators.
Dude, that's a crazy video about ninjas or butterflies. That's a crazy video. Imagine like how violent white people are that you want to go hang out with alligators that eat each other all the time. And there's just animals out there eating you. Like how many times have you seen a cougar or a mountain, like a lion grab a gator or a gator eat a gator or a boa eat a gator? Like, dude, that seems like you're just going right to the animal hood.
The swamp's dangerous. Yeah, like life was so bad around white people for him. He's like, the hell with it. I'm going to the swamp.
Oh my God, something's crazy's happening. Look at this. Another super sticker from Travis Bean. And guess what, everybody? Travis Bean is going for it today because another super sticker.
Come on.
$150.
Oh my.
What are we doing? What do you want to sleep with us, dude?
Oh.
Midnight Mike isn't that expensive.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive. You can
You're
get
going
it
way
cheap.
overboard. Way overboard.
Travis is just going hard. Welcome to our new third co-host, everybody.
He might be. At least a producer. He's definitely a producer.
You are now a producer of this episode dedicated to Fast Eddie, the best, worst yayo dealer of all time.
We're at 35:40. Here we go.
God, we were cooking with such gas, and then the wheel woke up and realized something. Oh.
Once we mentioned it, it stopped.
And get ready to get real.
Previous caller mentioned something very important that you guys completely brushed over, and that's something that was slipped into the 2012 NDAA. It was the rescinding of the Smith-Mundt Act. And what this has done is open the floodgates for the media to basically lie to us if it's in the best interest of the government. So what we're witnessing here is the deep state aligned with media, and they have a free pass. We're a lot of questionable things happening in this country. We got mass shootings. I'm sorry to say these things are questionable. And under this law, the rescinding of the Smith-Mundt Act, in reality, the government could be working with media to deceive us. And it's legal.
Doesn't it?
Talk about the rescinding of the Smith-Mundt Act, please.
Dan, we'll let you go there. Dan in Massachusetts. Eleanor Clift, any thoughts on what you're...
I think that sounds to be like a conspiracy theory that's alive and well. I'm not going to comment on it.
Cheryl
I can't believe
I'm not
Karen
familiar
said
with that particular act, but I will say that back in the 1950s, there was that whole Operation Mockingbird thing, which was never formally confirmed by the CIA.
Cheryl,
but
bringing
of course,
it.
that was the operation where CIA operatives worked with U.S.
Cheryl
media
Cumley.
to shape the messages that came out of the media, and it was purportedly supposed to have hit at hundreds of journalists and reporters. And that's something that has been reported and used in different terms.
What was the message that they were trying to get across in this?
It varied. It went on for years, and it wasn't just domestic, but it
Decades.
was also to slant and shape how government officials worked with foreign officials as well. But don't take my word for it. Look it up.
Well, we
It
have
was part
aspects of the government, the USIA and Voice of America, that transmit American values abroad.
I only bring it up because
Eleanor
you
feeling
say
a little weird. She wants to jump in on
as if it's ridiculous.
Well,
but at the same time,
mass shootings. He was tying mass shootings with the media and government interference to fool the American people.
Right. We're
Sounds
dismissing
to me like a lot
theories
of
as if
connecting of
conspiracy theories as if they're ridiculous, but there are some things that our government has been involved in, including our deep state type government officials that have
deep
been
state, way
recorded
back in the
history
Cheryl's
and
going
proven.
hard.
Well, we have
Cheryl's going hard.
And therefore, that gives credence to what you
Let's
said
wrap up
about
with a
the
call or
deep
two
state.
here.
No,
Let's
it doesn't
get
give credence, but it
Eddie,
needs
Yeah,
to be
I'm sad I missed this. Guys,
Let's get one
it's
more.
getting out of
Eddie,
control here.
C-SPAN going
I don't
crazy.
know. I'm a little worried about Travis right now because Travis is really going hard in the paint. We love him for it, but we have to ask ourselves, Travis, is everything okay? I mean, it's just nuts. We got another one. That's
Travis.
200. I mean, Travis, are we okay? That's 250.
Travis.
Travis, we love you. We love you, Travis. You are now officially the co-host. And if you want co-host Tim Full Hat, XG, who's in the comment, you're fired. And Travis Bean is in. Travis Bean, send me a picture. Email me a picture. Send it to me on Twitter. You're not going to make the thumbnail. You're in the thumbnail. Travis Bean. Travis Bean.
Yes, yeah. His
I mean,
image
it's
should be
just
thumbnail.
it's out of control, and we love it, but we also don't want you to not be able to pay your rent.
Yeah.
Please make sure your rent is paid, Travis. We're not. What'd you sell all your Bitcoin? What's going on? Stay with us. Sorry, XG, you're out. It's gotta suck.
But back to real quick.
We were so close.
We're getting to Walmart. But back to that Smith Month Act. I think so. I don't think they necessarily repealed it, but I think they amended it. And I think their justification for the update to it was that the government was doing so much propaganda. This is their justification. They were doing so much propaganda overseas through like social media, and some of that social media was shared and then brought back to the United States. They wanted to alleviate themselves of any sort of liability, so they couldn't, say, hey, we're not doing anything illegal. We're not propagandizing the American public. That's how they justified it. It was just a social media post. But now it's been warped, obviously. And they're really, for people who watch the news, the government and media, for the most part, walk in lockstep. So,
yeah,
it is.
Basically, it was basically a green light to do what they were already doing.
Yep.
So now they're like, it's not illegal. We do it anyways. Hey, real quick, I just want to wish a happy birthday to Jamie Stott. It's her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jamie Stott. Happy birthday to you. Yes. All right, next wheel, man. We're trying our hardest.
We're going hard. Here we go. Maybe we'll get the golden video.
We need the golden video. That's our only hope.
This is the real story behind a World War I balloon that should have never left the sky, but was found in space.
What?
In 1915, during a reconnaissance mission in Belgium, a German spy balloon vanished without a trace. The crew operating it was never found. The case was filed as a technical failure under enemy fire. But in 2016, during an orbital mission by the ESA, an unusual object was detected in low Earth orbit. Small, unstable, and partially covered in fabric. As they approached, they saw something impossible: inscriptions in hand-stitched Gothic German. The object appeared to be a balloon, but its structure was intact, with no signs of aging, as if time hadn't touched it. The fabric bore a stitched date, 15th August 1915.
Ooh.
Next to it, a message: "We're sehen euch. We are watching you." The footage was classified, but a leak revealed that ESA sensors detected binary pulses coming from the object.
What does that mean, binary pulses?
Ones and zeros? That's what it means to me.
Does that mean they're still alive?
To get a balloon in low Earth orbit seems pretty difficult to do. It just the air would be so thin up there, and I want to know more about this story. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And so basically, if you go too deep in the water, you'll never decompose. If you go too high up in the sky, you'll never decompose.
I guess that makes sense.
Polar opposites working here. Crazy, dude.
Kind of makes sense.
Crazy. Next one, dude. We got to cook with gas.
We're gonna roll. We're rolling.
Man, we cannot get past corporate.
Gotta get over
we
this.
We may never make it to Walmart.
We will.
We're gonna be Target bitches for the rest of our life.
We're gonna do it.
What happens to a woman's body if she doesn't cry for 3 months? Psychosomatics explained. The results are frightening. 1. The liver becomes overloaded with stress toxins. Tears remove cortisol and adrenaline. When there are none, the liver takes over. Heaviness appears on the right side, bitterness in the mouth, digestive problems. 2. Cortisol level rise, immunity drops. Without tears, the stress hormone circulates for months. The body becomes exhausted, frequent colds, herpes, fungal infections. 3. The thyroid slows down. Metabolism changes. You feel cold even in warm weather. Hair falls out. Fatigue without reason. 4. The heart is constantly tense. Unreleased pain creates muscle spasms. Pressure spikes. The risk of heart attack doubles. The heart works in survival mode. 5. The reproductive system shuts down. The body decides it's not time to reproduce. Hormones drop. Cycle gets disrupted. Libido disappears. 6. Neck and shoulder muscles stiffen. Emotion get trapped in the body, causing migraines, dizziness, back tension. 7. The stomach and intestines take on stress processing. Acidity increases. Pain, gastritis, constipation, or diarrhea appear without reason. 8. The skin loses its glow. When the liver can't cope, toxins come out through pores. Rashes, eczema, and early wrinkles appear. 9.
Oh my God.
The nervous system burns out. Serotonin and dopamine drop, leading to apathy, panic attacks, insomnia. The brain simply shuts off emotions to survive. 10. After 3 to 6 months, the body forgets how to cry.
Oh boy.
Even if you want to, there are no tears. One of the outcomes is psychosomatic illness. Japanese studies proved women who cry 1 to 2 times a week live on average 7 years longer. Tears are not a weakness. They're a natural self-healing mechanism. Don't hold your pain inside. Your body wants to breathe too.
Wow. Oh my God, Crafty Growl Bear. That is so much. Oh, there's somebody in there, Melina. That's not even, you gotta check that. Oh my God, ladies, you're so complex. You really are an enigma. You really are. It's like my girlfriend's crying. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's good. Let her get it out.
Yeah.
She's not horny if she doesn't cry. I have to make her cry once a day just to get it.
Whatever works.
Why are you so mean? Because I'm horny. You won't do anything unless you cry.
She could have stopped after number 2, and I'd be like, all right,
Yeah, I mean,
enough.
it's so deep, dude. God, I'm so glad I'm a guy. I would be just garbage if I was a woman. I could not deal with that. We will never get over 4,000. These are fire videos, and the wheel is just getting chintzy, dude.
We started off so hot.
Hot.
Now we're at 3,900.
Crying is not gay, guys.
No,
you know that, right?
I cried when my dog died. That was emotional.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, your reproduction goes up, buddy. Get it out.
All right.
A hacker used an AI chatbot to hack at least 17 companies. Anthropic, the company behind the chatbot Claude, said in a report that the hacker convinced Claude Code to automate the whole operation, from finding targets, hacking them, and then writing random notes. Anthropic didn't say which companies were targeted or how the hacker was able to take advantage of the chatbot, but noted that it added more safeguards to Claude.
It just stopped. What just happened there? See, this is what happens when I don't watch the video. I didn't know it was 28 seconds. At midnight, Mike had something, and it just stopped. That is anti-video of the day. That is the worst video of the day. We need to get that button. Worst video of the day.
I'll make that.
It's just ridiculous.
It's nothing but a tease.
Nothing but a tea thing, baby.
Here we go. We're gonna start it up again. Here we go.
All right, sir. Oh, look how many points we got.
That video got over 500 points. Holy!
The wheel is just effing with us right now.
It really is. Why would that? All right.
So stick around.
Has anyone ever seen the south coast of Antarctica? No one.
No.
Yeah. And so that's a mystery of itself. Like, no one's ever been to the south coast of Antarctica.
Why?
But as the ice capsules are melting, and I'm not making a comment on global warming here or not, but like, because that can be controversial, but as the ice capsulages are melting, it's revealing a lot. So they found these two kayakers that were kayaking in Antarctica. They wanted to be the first to kayak through a river that opened up. They came across these massive statues. I posted a video on this. These massive statues that have been under the ice for all these years. The crazy thing is, they're like, are these Greek? Are these Roman? Or are these Egyptian? So it looks like ancient civilizations had a connection to Antarctica. And for sure, the world governances are hiding stuff there.
So what did they establish it is? Is it Egyptian? Is it Roman? Like, what is it?
We think it's Roman.
They think it's Roman.
It's Roman. Like, the Egyptians traveled more of the world than we think, and so most stuff we come across is Egyptian. But this one was Roman.
Also, I heard that when you fly over Antarctica, and obviously I don't know, I'm just hearing all these stories, but I keep hearing about this story that there's a big hole.
Yeah.
Is that real or not real?
I think it has something to do with the south coast of Antarctica. So, I'm trying to get down there ASAP, but as I mentioned, I'm just so busy. I don't want to repeat. I don't have time to whistle.
I don't know. I'm picking up some weird vibes from him.
I'm not judging, but I don't know if this guy's an expert. I think he's heard some stuff. And I'm not judging a TFU podcast. We love all the podcasts, and we appreciate them putting out the content. But you go, is there a giant black hole? And he's like, I think it has to do with the south side. And that's fine. That could be his belief. But, it's like, if you go to Google Earth, they have a giant black hole right in the middle of Antarctica, which means something's going on there, or there's a giant hole, and that's to enter the middle of Earth where Jeffrey Epstein's chilling like a villain.
Probably. Admiral Byrd talked about that, and if you believe Admiral Byrd's diaries, those haven't been verified, then there's still remnants of that ancient civilization that live down inside the earth below Antarctica.
River.
And so interesting points. He's hell-bent on saying that it's Roman. They're Roman statues. Maybe the Roman art and Roman decor and style is an offshoot from a previous civilization. That's where the Romans got it from. But interesting video. I do like Antarctica news.
Yeah, I make my wife cry for hell. Yeah, you do. I feel like we've opened Pandora's box, and now everyone's gonna make their girl cry to either get laid or
it's
have
good for you.
It's good for you. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I love when he's like, South Side. I wonder if the South Side Antarctica is the bad section of town. Like, dude, you don't
Crips down there.
Antarctica. There's gangbangers out. There's gangbang Nephilim down there getting weird black magic. South Side. All right, let's see if we can get to 5,000.
Let's do it.
Come on. Be reasonable.
Come on.
So brace yourself.
Welcome to the shit show. This is Baal, a Phoenician or Canaanite deity. So he's a god for agricultural rights, sexual immorality, and child sacrifice. I wasn't even looking up Baal, but I came across this. Hasidic Jews originated in the 18th century, Eastern Europe, specifically in the region of present-day Ukraine. And this spiritual revival movement that was found by this rabbi called Israel ben Eliezer, he got renamed to Baal Shem Tov. So that was the name of their movement. They named it the Baal Shem. You know how they say Hashem is their god? The Baal Shem. Baal. Anyway, so here's this guy. So Kabbalist, Baal.
Cabal! Oh my God!
Yeah, so he founded Hasidic Judaism. Yeah, so in modern Hebrew, the translation of Baal is Lord or Master or Husband.
Oh, now the husbands are getting it. Maybe that's why the women are crying.
Maybe.
But it can also mean
I'm married to Baal.
You know, your God. So Baal means God in their language.
Music's perfect.
Yeah, and this whole Kabbalah thing, and this Baal Tov thing, it's all about all these different names of God. So God's got all these different names, and you tap into God's powers through the use of these different names that God has. So I guess Baal is one of God's names. Hashem is one of God's names.
The music is intense, bro.
It's crazy.
It's so intense.
Anyway, thanks for joining me down the rabbit hole.
Damn, that was like a really, like you dropped all that and you're like, anyways, thanks, bye, and you're just leaving us
with that the intensity
like,
of that music.
Basketball, football.
Oh my
and you're
god!
Like, bye, sorry, gotta go. Baseball, which is holy Freemason. Yeah, there we go. We need that a lot. We need that a lot.
Punctuate
My
anything.
balls. There we go. Dude, we're never. If that video didn't get us over 5,000, we're gonna be stuck here. We're never gonna see Walmart.
We got to get to 9,000. Hell or high water.
It's never happening, dude.
We will.
It's so far away.
We need a Christmas miracle.
We need a Christmas miracle.
Did you know that the Bank of England just straight up stole $2 billion of Venezuela's gold? Because for a while, Venezuela was depositing their gold in British banks, but in 2018 they said, okay, we would like to withdraw that now. And the British courts were like, no, we decided you're not a real government, so that money is ours. And 8 years later, they still haven't given it back. They just stole it, $2 billion worth. Maybe they'll use it to buy dental care, at least. But this is the kind of overt economic sabotage that Western countries are doing to Venezuela all the time. And then they turn around and mock Venezuela like, oh, why are you so poor? Like, they wouldn't be as poor if you didn't steal $2 billion of gold. Yeah, and the US and UK are always stealing gold. They stole all of Libya's gold after they overthrew the government. Stole all of Iraq's gold, too. They had to for freedom and democracy. I think it's about time that Trump invade Britain in order to give Venezuela their gold back. Britain is an authoritarian dictatorship stealing other countries' gold. The king and queen need to be deposed.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a big. By the way, that's the whole point of Fort Knox. Like Trump's like, we're going to audit Fort Knox. And
what happened? What happened?
Someone tapped him like, you're not.
That went away real quick. Once they brought it up maybe like for a week, and then when Elon was going through his whole Doge thing, they didn't even mention Fort Knox ever again. It's so crazy, dude. And and so we had I forgot who came on and talked about it, but they talked about how there was a big article about how Nixon went down there to see the gold and the gold is gone. And then there was an anonymous source who came out and said that the Rockefellers stole all the gold, gave it to all their European rich friends. And it turned out it was the secretary of the Rockefellers, and she jumped off a balcony the next day. Oops. Yep. That sounds about right. That story sounds about right. Yeah. It's like there is no gold in Fort Knox, and they just steal everybody's gold. That's all they do. They steal it and they give it away. Speaking of ball. Mm-hmm. I need the sound. Ball. Oh yeah, you need the big sound. Yeah. Speaking of ball. Well, it disappeared on me. Oh man. My big crazy sound disappeared on me. I love you. I hate the dark arts military. There it is. I found it. Ball. There we go. Okay, so we got over 5,000. Thank you, Lord. Keep going. Let's spin. Doom. Sam's Corner is coming up, though. Sam's Corner is right around the corner. Sam's Corner is only around the corner. 12 more minutes. Pizza magic. Pizza magic.
The Zapruder tape. He stands up and he starts playing this tape. It was the Zapruder tape of the Kennedy assassination, but then he slowed it way down. And it was so slow that you could almost see the air moving. Then you saw the driver take a gun and go like this and shoot Kennedy. And the bullet comes out of the gun this slow, very, very, very slow. And it hits Kennedy in the head. And you see everything flying out of his head. I'm thinking, this isn't the tape I ever saw before. So I said, is this a doctored tape? What's this about? And he said, this is the original one. And I said, no, And he says, well, I'm going to show you the one that you've seen on the media.
The interviewer is...
Now, the next tape is your typical one where the driver just keeps driving, never even flinches with the gun. And he stops the tape. And he says, look at the tree.
Whoa.
And there's the top of a tree growing in air.
Whoa! Did you ever see that?
And he says, this is the one that you're seeing on the media.
Whoa,
And it's been
I never
doctored.
saw that.
He looked very, very intently at me and he said, nothing is as it appears to be.
Whoa! That is crazy. Is that real? I feel like I would have heard that already, that the tree disappears.
I feel like there's a lot of things that I feel I should have heard, but I don't. I guess I'm not hearing anything anymore.
Someone says, I believe grandma. I believe grandma too. Why? Grandmas don't lie. Look at that. I feel like we would have known that.
It feels like a pretty important tree.
It's crazy. Dude.
I'm dumbfounded.
I'm dumbfounded. That was an amazing video.
It was good. It was a good video.
That was an amazing video.
We're at 5550.
I think we can get to 6 and just believe in ourselves.
Give me something to believe
in. Weird first date. Someone just said certain trees don't have roots, like they just suspended in.
The golden video is like trolling us.
Whoa,
Have a listen to the opening dialogue. This is the beginning of the movie. I can't believe, people at the time just thought this was crazy or funny and entertaining to watch. Little did they know, they're being told something. Check this out.
July 8, 1979, all the fathers of Nobel Prize winners were rounded up by United Nations military units, all right? And actually forced at gunpoint to give semen samples in little plastic jars, which are now stored below Rockefeller Center underneath the ice skating rink. You want to be there for the thaw. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
What they put in the water, don't they? Fluoride. Yeah, fluoride. On the pretext that it strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous. You know what this stuff does to you? It actually weakens your will. Takes away the capacity for free and creative thought and makes you a slave to the state. Yeah, Oswald, that's what I said, Oswald. He said, I'm just a patsy, and that means that he didn't do it, right? George Bush knew what he was saying when he said New World Order. Remember those three little words, New World Order? Well, he was a 33rd degree Mason, and as ex-director of the CIA.
Look, I know it's an eerie thought that our reality is completely manipulated and controlled and things are happening in plain sight. But that's exactly what you're witnessing here. They're telling you what's going on, but they're pitching it to you with the idea of this kind of kooky conspiracy guy who won't shut up, won't stop talking about all these crazy government things that are going on. But it's even more deeper than that. I know that when I told my dad about the 9/11 symbology in Back to the Future, and I showed him the full video that I made on it, hey, look at the 9/11 in the street, and the tower exploded, and then you see the flames, and it shapes like 9/11. It's an eerie thought. He was creeped out. He's like, that's fucking weird. And it is weird. And if you type it into any search engine, what are the odds of this, and that happening in a movie like Snake Eyes with the Charlie Kirk thing? What are the odds of that happening and then that happening in real life, that being a coincidence? The odds are 1 in several trillion. So something's going on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Shane Vibes, I believe is his name, does great work. Shane, what's it say? Shane then Vibes. Okay, Shane the Vibe. You got to make sure you get the right credit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's my only. Whoa, look at that score. We are within striking distance.
We are.
Okay, keep going. We gotta get to Walmart, dude.
Yeah, well, we're right
we are
there.
Striking
and there's
distance.
so much I can say about that, but we got to keep going.
We got to keep going. If we get a fiver here, we're in the game.
If a politician ever says, it's not that simple, what they're saying is, someone has a video of me having sex with a child. And if we know that's not the case, the only other option is, someone paid me to do the opposite, and I already spent the money. So those are really the only two options why rational things can't happen. Shouldn't there be accountability for politicians? I think if you're a politician and you steal tax dollars, you should be castrated on live TV before they do the Powerball numbers. Wouldn't that make a change? Hey, in the Middle East, if you steal something, they cut your hands off. Guess what you can't do more than twice in the Middle East? That's right, steal things. So it's like, I think every politician should be a 24-hour streamer, and their bank accounts should be transparent. And then the politicians go, oh, but that's a really high standard for the job. That's really hard. Oh, really? Is it too hard to run the world? Is that tough? I heard Uber Eats is hiring if you want something more chill. But why should it not be a terribly hard job to run the whole world? Why are we making it easier and easier? They're not even working this week.
I'm with them, dude. I'm totally with them on that one.
Going hard.
That's true.
With that.
Live stream that stuff. Live stream all of it. Live stream. I don't think we got any points for that. I think we got 50 points for that.
Not much. Not much at all.
Absolutely offensive. Keep going.
Here we go.
Remember when we got 7,000? We were excited. We got it again. But the 9,000, it is taunting us.
It is very difficult to do.
What does this have to do with this? You might know that the iconic monster design for the Alien movies came from artist H.R. Giger. But what you probably didn't know was that the style that he said influenced him the most was Art Nouveau. Yes, that Art Nouveau. A very romantic design style born in the late 1880s that was all about natural beauty, folk culture, and deliciously curvy lines. When most look at the very dark, very disturbed images of H.R. Giger, the floral and sometimes even unabashedly girly elements of Art Nouveau may not be the first thing that comes to mind. But you don't just have to look at underappreciated gems like the completely mental Casa Serac in Barcelona, which is all based on skeletons like whale bones, for it to kind of make sense. Giger was born in the middle of World War II and was plagued by nightmares his entire life. And it was right before graduating school in Zurich, where he was studying architecture, that he had a night terror that was essentially an architectural nightmare, where he found himself trapped in a bathroom as the walls around him turned into ruptured, pestilent skin, and demons stared at him through cracks in the wall, and thus inspired his biomechanoids. It turns out that just like many of the designers behind Art Nouveau, who were very anxious about the rapidly expanding Industrial Revolution and thus tried to bring back nature into their design, the man who would become a legend of horror and heavy metal album art was also deeply anxious about how rapidly technology was developing and how we might be losing part of our humanity to the machines we are growing so heavily reliant upon. It's one of my favorite examples of ornamental monstrosity. Basically, the use of patterns and what is essentially decoration and even frills to bring about catharsis, bringing our deepest fears to the surface. So we can finally, maybe, get a good look at what it is we are so scared of.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That's some crazy shit right there.
H.R. Giger, one of the best modern day artists. I mean, for people just listening, that's the artist that did all the basically design for the Alien in the Ridley Scott movie series Alien. You know, that's where he got his claim to fame. But he's a very talented artist just in general.
All right, one more. All
right, we're gonna do one more. One more before we get to Sam's Corner.
We're
Here
never
we
going to get to it in 9,000. We did our best. The wheel is unforgiving.
It was a hell of an effort.
I mean, we'll probably get a high score today and not even get
You guys know that 1913 was the year we actually lost control of our country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and just for historical context, World War I started in 1914. I mean, look, I'm sure that was a coincidence, but let me just tell you all the things that were created in 1913. First, the Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor has any reserves. It's basically a private bank that just controls all of our money. Second thing created in 1913 was the IRS. And I'm sure it's just a coincidence that it was created the exact same year that a private bank took over all of our money. Yeah, I'm sure it's a coincidence that that was the year they started taxing you. Like, you work, they print, and then you pay them back with interest. Yeah, that makes sense. The next thing created was the Rockefeller Foundation. Yeah, and let's be real, that was all about philanthropy. It's not like they took control of medicine, education, science, and basically the health of the world. I mean, let's be real, all they were doing was donating money. Yeah, it's not like they were buying control of everything. Oh, and that worked out so well, right? Because people are healthier and more self-sufficient than ever, right? Oh yeah, also in 1913 was the American Cancer Society. I mean, that sounds like a good thing, right? That can't possibly be bad, except it was completely funded by extremely wealthy people. But even though it was a charity, they never really gave to anyone. No, they just took their money and invested in pharmaceutical drugs. Oh, and chemo. Yeah, instead of taking that money and investing in companies that were trying to find a cure, no, we'll just invest in companies that use chemicals from the military that were later banned. Yeah, that's a good thing to keep fucking putting into people. Then also created in 1913, the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which sure, yeah, it's about civil rights. Yeah, totally. It's not about censoring people or, silencing critics. And then in 1914, we had World War I. And that became the first war ever that private industry profited from war. The private industry that's owned by the same families that created the Fed, the IRS, the Rockefeller Foundation, the American Cancer Society, the ADL. Again, just a coincidence. Oh, I'd also like to point out that a year prior to 1913, 1912, yeah, that was when the Titanic sank. And it's funny how three of the wealthiest individuals on that ship were the loudest voices opposed to central banking. Oh, and there's also the little tidbit that JP Morgan was supposed to be on that boat, but he canceled at the last second. But yeah, that's conspiracy. That's tinfoil hat talk. So what's happened since 1913? Well, the dollar has lost 99% of its value. Our debt has just become like a number that we ignore. Middle class getting fucked daily. War is now an industry instead of a conflict. Oh yeah, and your money isn't real anymore. Like, it's just not real. It's not backed by anything. It's just numbers on a paper that private bank prints. So guys, look, if you're worried about America being conquered or, a rebellion or it being taken over.
Oh, you're not going to give us the info?
I think what he's getting at is that it already was taken over and conquered in 1913.
For sure. Let's see what our final score is.
Final score, 79-30.
We almost got to 8,000.
We had a hell of a run. Hell of a
run. Let's get into
it's time for Sam's Corner.
Sam's Corner, dude. Great episode today.
I had a little video that's just not working. It's not working right now. Oh, that's too bad.
That is too bad because
I made a little video for Sam's Corner and it's just not working. So I'll do my best.
Let's see what we'll start with. Okay, let's start with this. Let's just right out the gate go for it.
Yeah, we are here. We are very happy to be here. Yes, indeed, dear one. Yes, we are here. Yes, we do have a message for you and your community in the world. There will be a shift that will happen on your planet. The frequencies of your world will shift dynamically. We implore you now. Understand you are in control of your individual experience, your individual frequency, your individual understanding for now. You can create what you desire for your future by merely existing in a frequency that is higher and better. Know that we are here to support you through this shift of humanity. Nothing's happening to you. It is for you and the betterment of humankind's experience on planet Earth. How's that?
Wow.
Do you see?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know who that was, or
That was the Great Council.
how many of them are there?
There's a large group of them. When I walk in to work with them, they're all sitting at a table. That's a visual that they give me. I don't know exactly the number. They are creator beings. They are very, 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 very powerful, loving beings. They really are trying to help us understand that we're in control of our experience.
Yep. Welcome to that.
I don't
Crazy
trust. It's tough to trust channeling or channelers. When you open yourself up to that, you're inviting in any number of entities that could easily deceive you. You think you're getting some sort of specialized information, and it leads you down a rabbit hole that only ends pretty much in confusion, dismay, and heartbreak, and you ruin your life.
She
In my
needs to
opinion.
cry. She needs to cry. She needs a good cry.
She was chanting.
6'7" is demonic.
No, that means nothing.
6'7", a meme kids can't get enough of and teachers can't get away from.
We are not saying the word 6'7" anymore.
Some schools even banning the phrase in classrooms.
You are no longer allowed to say, what number do you think I'm going to say?
6'7".
All day, every day.
The trend took off a few months ago, but has re-intensified with school back in session. Thought to originate from a rap song by Skrilla. Experts we spoke to say the numbers really don't mean anything.
It's like slang
For
to
what?
like make parents be like, what does that mean?
6'7" is a demonic chant that you guys have your kids involved with, and if your kids are doing it, you need to stop them right now. This is Skrilla. This guy's the reason your kids are saying 6'7" from a song he made called Doot Doot. Skrilla is into demonic worship. He is a santero. He's into Palo Mayumbe. And the Doot Doot or 6'7" song is literally a chant and summoning the spirits that he operates in.
I'm a santo. I do palo. I'm a santo.
What's that mean exactly?
Like, all that sacrificing goats and all that shit not just for like, that's real life.
You sacrificed a goat?
Sacrifice goats, chickens, mice. Like, I do shit for certain shit though. Like, I'm not allowed to explain it. They take y'all in my Godfather crib so he can show y'all some shit with my religion. Yeah.
Follow me. Starts off with Elegua, which is the path opener, Ogun, Ochosi, Shango, Aigayu, Ochun.
Yeah, like you can put bad spirits on people too. Like you can put a person's name and like their birthday and shit like that inside the. You can put them inside the Agun pot. And then Agun like metal, like they can get shot, stabbed, something can happen to them.
So it would be something in metal that would. I heard it from him. He's in Santeria. He worships demons and he summons demons into people to harm people. In specific, he worships Ogun and Yemeya, which number 6 is Ogun in the song, and number 7 in Santeria represents Yemeya, which is exactly what he is saying in the songs. And now your kids are chanting it. It's a reason he used the baby shark theme. There's a reason that your kids feel addicted and like they can't stop saying 6'7", and in the songs it's nothing but pills, drugs, and addiction. Jesus Christ could save witches and people out of witchcraft, and I pray that Skrilla gets radically saved from witchcraft and Santeria in Jesus' name, like many people are coming out of that false religion. It is demonic, it is witchcraft, and Satan is trying to feed witchcraft to lost individuals who need an identity and are vulnerable. They're seeking control, power, knowledge, money, fame, and Satan will love to give it to you in exchange for your soul. But the Bible is clear that the blessings of God come with joy, but the blessings of Satan come with sorrow. Only thing that follows witchcraft is destruction and death. Take your kids, repent and renounce with them, and get 6'7" out of your house in Jesus' name.
There you go, guys.
You hear that a lot? Do you hear 6'7" a lot? With
All the time, dude. It's everywhere. Gotta have kids. You gotta have kids. They're everywhere. Real quick, let's lighten it up. Let's lighten it up. Here we go.
Only thing that will fuck you better than me is karma.
I'll take karma all day, buddy. I'll take that any day of the fucking week. We'll take that there. I'm cool with that. That scared the shit out of me. Fuck.
I agree. Let's see what else we got. We got some good ones for you. I'm only going to do 2 more because Daddy's got to take his kids home. We did that one. We did that one.
6'7".
Oh, here's another one. 6'7".
Sorry.
Clown and firefighter riot.
So this story starts out at a brothel.
As all good ones do.
No one knows for sure who started it. All we know is there are all these clowns, American clowns, Irish-Canadian firefighters in the same brothel. They started fighting. It becomes a wild rumble.
And the clowns won.
The clowns won.
The clowns won.
Every article I read took great pains to say clowns used to be not to be with. Like, clowns were like
I can't imagine that ever being true.
Bare knuckle fighter / hobos. I've never seen a 19th century clown that didn't look scary as shit.
Well, it's like, hey, do you want to work twice a week and we'll give you 2 hots and a cot?
And do you need to disappear from someplace really fast?
So after the clowns beat the hell out of these firemen, the firemen regroup.
Yeah, the firemen say, F that.
And so they go to the circus and they just lay waste to it.
So the firefighters are destroying the circus and demanding that they send out the clowns, which is funny to say. They
send out the clowns.
Send out the clowns. We're going to kill them. We're going to kill the clowns, so send them out.
Dude,
that is amazing.
That is an amazing one. Hold on.
Now I got to look it up and see how that story ends. Do the firefighters just totally cut off the clown hands, or do they kind of just rough them up a little bit and let them go?
All right, hold on. Let's do last two videos. We'll do one more. Here we go. Hold on. Why is this not working? There we go. Here we go.
It's bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, really easy for someone to say that grew up in a really nice house in one of the best school districts in Texas.
I know, but it's
who has the rent paid for, that is able to go to Europe and on a whim with their sister, who's able to do girl math, who's able to be fun employed. Yeah, it's easy to say that the system's bad when you're doing that because you've never had to work for it. You never got to actually see what happens when you put in the work and get benefits and actually have a little bit of responsibility and actually build something or do anything. You've grew up in privilege beyond privilege beyond privilege beyond privilege. It's only the people who speak like you that grew up in a world where you've never had to do a single thing in your life. So I don't want to hear about that. What a joke.
There we go. Hey, Caleb, you are right on point. And she had to hear that. Hey, that expression that she made, this right here, hey, priceless. Priceless. But what he said is right on point. You grew up with all the privilege in the world. The best school, best house, the best mom and dad, everything was the best. You traveling to Europe. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Luigi Mangione. Same thing. Hey, Luigi Mangione, how were you in Thailand at a young age, just traveling around, hanging out with the lady boys? How are you able to do that? I don't know what's happening, but it's people like that who talk like that, and their policies, if they ever become successful, like a Zoran, another trust fund baby, when they actually get to the point of being in charge, the things that they implement are not going to work because it's based on their skewed view of reality growing up in a privileged environment. It's not wrong to grow up like that, but just because you grew up a certain kind of way where you were successful does not mean that you know what it takes to become successful in this country. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, I do. Okay,
Brian Logan.
Last two, and then we are Audi 2005. Here we go. We're going to end on two little ones. Here we go. Real fun one. This might be a little bit too much emotion, but I don't know. As a dad, I love it.
Move one step forward if you ate pizza by the age 7. Move one step forward if you have a daddy that would drop you off at school. Move one step forward if you have a daddy that will take you to the park. Move one step forward if you have a dad that will play with you after work. Move one step forward if you have more than 2 pairs of shoes by the age 7. Move one step forward if you have to work to help provide for your parents by the age 8.
That's a tearjerker.
I'm trying not to cry right now.
You're not supposed to cry. You're a dude. Girls cry. You don't.
But I need to get my flow day. Here's our final video of the day. Here we go.
If you're serious about change, just know you're gonna go through some uncomfortable situations. Stop trying to dodge the process, because in the long run, it's gonna make you better. And don't forget that shit, you heard?
And that's our show today, guys.
Dynamite.
Great episode of DoomScrollin, dedicated to Fast Eddie and brought to you by our boy. That's right. You know him as love him. Brought to you by Travis Bean. And if you want to support us, please, guys, go check out our good friend Midnight Mike's website. Please check it out. Let him know how much you love him. Support him. He puts the show together. He works his ass off. He's a young Christian warrior, and we love him. And again, if you want to support sweet, sweet Sammy T, go to my website. I'm going to be in New Orleans. I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm going to be in Minneapolis. I'm going to be in Morris Plains for New Year's. And then World War Debate is coming. It is going to be the premier debate league. It is going to be the big leagues of debate. And you can grab your tickets now. Just grab them. Just go and grab them and do the fun stuff that we love you to do. Just support us. Grab your tickets now. Wait till you guys hear our lineup. It is coming. Once again, thank you, Travis Bean. You don't have, I hope you can pay your rent. If you can't, we're going to send you your money back, and you can have it. To Midnight, I say thank you. To all the Doomers, I love you. And to Fast Eddie, thank you for the good times and the clog nose. I love you, Midnight. Take care, buddy.
Love you. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Golfer Insurance. Thank you, Face to Screen, Fort Wayne and Mayor named Hannah Ball. Oh my God.